All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings Leads. Welcome to the call. We're going to be going over cash offer call to action or cash offer lead gen, however you want to call it. So go ahead and let me know who we got with us. Let me know. Have you ever done cash offer? Let me know if you've done cash offer. Let me know where you're coming in from. And let me know if I'm clear. Hopefully everything here is clear. I know yesterday somebody was saying that things were a little bit fuzzy in some of the parts of the screen. So hopefully we're all good. I just checked my speed. If it isn't Deb Hain, I'm just thinking of these videos that someone keeps telling me they're going to do for me. Anyways, Deb, thank you for joining us. I hope, Deb, hope you're warm. Hope it's not too cold where you're at. So let's get into it because I've not talked to this agent before. There's my speed. I was just checking my speed before I got on the call. I want to make sure that we're good. And yeah, my upload is not too bad. All right. So I'll show this a little bit later as well. But this ad, now it's a little bit of a different ad. So this agent, I need to reach out to them because this agent, there was a Facebook group. They're asking about what's a great way to get seller leads. And the agent who's running this ad came in there to go, oh, our cash offer ads are doing really well. And so I went and I checked and I grabbed the ad. I didn't ask if I could share it. So I'm not going to make who it is public, but you can see here, this is a Facebook ad and I'll be walking you through how to do this. We're going to walk through also how to do Google. All right. We've had clients do really well with a cash offer on Google. We're going to walk through how to make a cash offer on a regular listing ad. So if you're marketing a listing, this could be, Rob, how to see you, man, or good to see you. So if you're running an ad for a listing, let's say it's an open house. Let's say it is like a pending or just sold, right? There's a custom question you can add to the Facebook lead ad that offers them a cash offer option on their home. So I'll be talking to you. I'll be showing that to you as well. A lot of great ways. All right. A lot of great ways. Print flyers at an open house with a QR code. So many great ways to put a cash offer messaging out into the universe. So it could be Facebook ads, Google ads, emails. In fact, I would send an email to my database once every couple of months. I think that's one of those offers that is what you might call a recurring offer. For example, if you got let's say you got a newsletter, I would add the cash offer option in my newsletter. So I'll point that out too during this call today. We've got, I believe, a short form video script. So I would be doing that. I'd be doing a short form video where I'm giving a cash offer option, right? In a TikTok video and an Instagram video. So this is to me, again, one of those recurring type messages that for example, on an Instagram story, you could do that every couple of weeks. For an Instagram reel, maybe every couple of months. An email to my database, maybe it's once a month. All right. Or part of my newsletter, like I said, part of the template in my email newsletter to my database. On a Facebook ad, it could be a retargeted ad for a couple of bucks a day to a custom audience of all the homeowners in my database, right? You guys following me? There's so many different ways of putting this kind of a message out into the ether or the interwebs. But this ad right here, so it says, there's an image here. I hit his face. I think that's him. I think that's the client. And like I said, he didn't give me permission to share this. It's a public ad. It's out there. All right. And his assistant was saying, like, she literally came in and said, this is working really well for us to get listings. But it's one of those, it's a little bit different. So it's saying, get a full market cash offer without listing your home. Most homeowners who want a cash offer are only getting low ball blind investor bids. These offers aren't based on true market value, and sellers often leave money on the table. I help homeowners get a full market cash offer without listing repairs or showings. I'm a licensed realtor, not a wholesaler, and every offer is backed by a full comparative market analysis so that you can clearly see how the value was determined. no listings, no repairs, close in 21 to 30 days. Click to learn more. All right. Get your no obligation cash offer today. I don't know what his caveats are. So I don't know what are the terms and conditions of this kind of an offer. Anybody here know what run something like this in the past? Let me know if you've run an ad like this, right? So here you can see full market cash offer without listing your home. And then in the image, let me make it a little bit bigger. And then in the image, get a fair market cash offer, no repairs, no showings. No repairs, no showings. That is just, right, you're going to still do an inspection. I would imagine you're going to do the inspection. You're going to see what the repairs are, and you're going to deduct that from your full cash offer. So if the full cash offer was $500,000, you do an inspection and the inspection comes back and says there's $20,000 worth of problems, and you probably got I'm just insinuating or assuming here, right? We all know about assumptions, but I would imagine it is like they're a vendor that is probably not the cheapest vendor in the world. They're probably making sure that they got margin in all of this as far as those repairs. Close in 21 days, licensed realtor, not an investor. So again, I don't know all of the exact, but here's the thing. A lot of this would work without making these crazy, I shouldn't say crazy, these kind of over the top type of promises, right? Like, for example, the close in 21 to 30 days. Is that really needed? Not sure, but we can come back to that a little bit later. Let me go ahead and just minimize that. Anybody wants to go into, is he running it with an image? Josh, yeah, it was. So the ad, I'll bring that back up 1 second. So this was a Facebook lead ad. And so it's a Facebook lead ad. And it started with get a full market cash offer without listing your home. That's all the text. I'll bring this up a little bit later if you want, or you want to take a screenshot, go ahead. And then the image was this right here. That was the image in that ad. It was just a little bit long, so I had to cut it up into 2 different images. Make sense? No, Brent, we just literally got started like 8 minutes ago. No, you're good. And this is the first thing we were talking about. In the beginning, I was just giving you so many different ways of how you could take a cash offer message and get it in front of your audience. All right. There's so many ways, so many ways. All right. So whoever wants to go to listingstoleads.com, go ahead and log into your account. When you log in, make sure you take a look at the pop-up, the master key prompts to get found in AI search, SEO, and build audience engagement. I'm telling you, that is so hot. Maybe a little bit later, we got them for local area, like we're kind of the digital mayor strategy, but then we've also done them for the PDF guides as well. So we got them for PDF guides and for the kind of like the digital mayor strategy. And really they work together. All right. So maybe we'll come back a little bit later and take a look at that. And I'm going to go to first. All right, let me show you this first. I'm going to go to listings. When you're running ads for listings, and I think it's for pending and sold. So let me go to a pending and sold listing. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to run a Facebook ad, all right, for a pending and a sold listing. And one of the custom questions that will have to be answered is, would you like to get a cash offer on your home? All right. So check this out. I'm going to click market listing, Facebook and Instagram ad. And so the default says another home in Folsom, California is now pending and expected to close soon. And we got the image, right? So this is a Facebook lead ad. All of this is completely editable. For this call, what I want to focus on is just that custom question. So click advanced options. So open advanced options right there. And you're going to see this button, create new form. I'm going to click it. And then right here where it says form questions. Once you do this once, you'll see how easy and powerful this is. So the defaults are name, email, phone number. Don't touch those. What is your time frame to sell? All right, that's an optional one, and that will appear on That'll be the first thing people see. So when they click your ad, they're going to see what is your time frame to sell, and they're going to drop down. And would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? Okay. Those are default for, I believe, all seller ads in the system, right? And by default, I mean you can change them. So if I scroll down and you see all these questions, get your home's value and instant cash offer options. Boom. And if I keep scrolling down, I'll just point out a couple of things here. See how my 100-point home marketing plan works for your home. That's a great one. See how AI can help sell your home faster for top dollar. What's your magic number for your home? No obligation. So for example, if you're going to use the like a golden letter type of ad strategy, that this right here would be phenomenal to add as a question. Now, we only want 3 questions in addition to name, email, and phone number. So let me just make sure I'm going to turn this one off because I think that would have been 4. So would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months? Get a cash offer, and what's your time frame to sell? In fact, I'm going to turn that one off. I'm going to turn that one off because would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months speaks to that a little bit, doesn't it? And so I'm going to come back down here and I'm going to turn on my 100-point home marketing plan. And you can even drag and drop if you want. I can drag and reorder this. So we have effectively turned a Facebook lead ad for a pending or sold listing. And this could be where you're the selling agent. So if any of you are in contract right now where your buyer is the one that you represent, you can add that pending listing to your account. Just the only thing different you're going to have to do is just take a photo yourself of the property. Don't be taking photos of the listing agent, and add that listing to your account. And now check this out. Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? Yes or no? Get your home's value plus instant cash offer. Phenomenal, right? Absolutely phenomenal. Easy Street is a platform that sends leads out to investors to get offers, but doesn't cut the agent out. Yeah. Yeah, Josh. Yeah. And you know what? That's exactly right. To Josh's point right there, we are not facilitating the connection with investors, right? There's a lot of programs out there. Easy Street, to be honest, I've never heard of that, but thank you, Josh, for mentioning that. So if you want to check out Easy Street, where you can submit. So when you do get an when you do get a request from somebody for a cash offer, then you can use different platforms where you submit on behalf of the homeowner. Does that make sense? Always make sure you understand the process for that. For example, I've never heard of Easy Street, but for example, you may have to have the homeowner sign something for you to act as like their agent in this case to submit the property. One of the things I would think about doing, I would also think about getting local investors, maybe go to a investing group in your area, a wholesaling group in your area, get to know some of these people where you can have the opportunity, because it really is an opportunity to actually work with investors. All right. I think it would be iList is another. Yep, exactly right. Yeah, there's a number of different ones. And you can even use, so for example, let's say you want to use our platform for doing the ad, but you want you want to use a landing page from iList, all right, or somewhere else. You can actually do that. I'll show you how to do that. So even though we've got the cash offer landing pages, they're the iBuyer, you could set everything up as if you're going to use our landing page, but use the iList or whatever landing page. So there's a number of different ways of peeling this onion. If you ever have any questions specifically about a specific use case, get into the mastermind group and we can have a great conversation about it there, because I won't be able to cover every single iteration that's possible. All right. So anyways, I just wanted to show you that in a Facebook ad, we can solicit requests and make that cash offer, right? This way. So I think that's phenomenal. So now you see here, they're going to click the ad and they're going to have to answer, right? Would you sell? Yes, no. Get a home value and instant cash offer, right? Again, yes, no. And then see how my 100-point home marketing plan works for your home. Yes, no. And these, Josh, you're reading my mind. Pending and just sold are coming in average between 8 to 12 bucks. All right, between 8 to 12 bucks a lead. And that's with those that's with all the information, name, email, phone number, plus the responses to these 3 questions. And I've done some just spot check audits on different ads, and I see 20% of people on average. I've seen some as high as 50% people say yes to at least one, if not two, or all three of these questions. All right. So 20%, I say about 20%, 30% where you get two is about average. But again, I've seen some ads where it's like half of the people coming through will say yes to at least one of these 3 items. And what is so powerful about that is now in my follow-up. So for example, let's say I run an ad, Josh clicks my ad, he says yes to the cash offer. Now in my follow-up, I got an absolute very particular point for follow-up to say, Josh, thank you for requesting a cash offer on your home. I just need to get a little bit of information so that we can get that done for you. Let me know a good time that we can talk, right? I could text Josh, I could call Josh, I could send an email to Josh. And instead of running an ad where all I get is name, email, and phone number without a lot of really like something to hang my hat on or sink my teeth into, all I need, right? We're talking cash offer, of course, but what's beautiful here is I got 3 different possible follow-up pathways, right? Really like more because the combinations where 1, 2, or all 3 are selected is probably what, 7 or 8. So there's a lot of different pathways here to increase my engagement. All right. So hopefully that's clear for everybody. Then just click create form. Why? It's mostly homeowners. So it's not buyers. These are mostly homeowners because they're curious. They're curious about a home that just went into contract in their area. And so they're curious, what did it go into contract for? Let me see. Let me compare it to my home because we're thinking about selling. Oh my God. Brent, pending is my favorite. Marketing a pending listing is my all-time favorite status to market because it's that black box, even to the point where you need to get this on your yard sign. I know we're not talking pending marketing, but you need pending. So when your home goes into contract, you've got the text for more information from listings to leads, right? You got the sign writer, and I would be getting a flyer box on my yard sign because that way people pick up my pending or under contract flyer when they see us in contract and they send a text because they're curious. The neighbors are going to be curious. All right. Brent, does that make sense? Josh, great question. Thank you for asking it. All right. Let's go on to the next item. Let's go to landing pages. And there's iBuyer. Now you can create as many iBuyer landing pages as you want. If you were to go to create landing page, add new, iBuyer, I can create multiple landing pages. All right. I'm not going to do that right now. It'll just pop in here. It'll look similar to this. Before I go into marketing, let me click on edit. And actually, let's take a quick look at it. So here's the landing page. And get a cash offer on your home, discover your home's worth, and explore instant cash offers tailored to your needs. All of this is editable, right? I think it's by default, there's an image back here. All of this text is editable. The options here are editable. People are going to put in, and all of this is editable. Have you signed a listing agreement? How soon are you looking to sell? What's the condition of your home? Again, all of these are editable. What are you interested in? Next. Name. All of this is editable. Have I said all of this is editable? Boom. And now, of course, the cash offer is going to be you following up with them. All right. And I believe what we do is we take the estimated and then we reduce it about 25%, right? So you got the low So if I were to do the property valuation landing page, this would be like 20 to 25% higher, right? So for the cash offer, what we're doing is we are reducing it, okay, by default. All right. And so another thing you can do here is under preferences, you could actually redirect. So after they fill out the lead capture, instead of going to that, they could go to an iList dashboard, or they could go to something else. So if you don't want them to go to our results page, you could actually do redirect and put in a different destination URL right there. All right. That's one of the ways that you can integrate other platforms or landing pages or things like that within this process right here. All right. So under general, you're going to see right how you can do all of these edits. All right. So a lot of different ways, a lot of different edits. You got the lead form, you got the autoresponder, you got the domain. All right. I can customize the domain. I can even use your own domain. So if you got, for example, you own a domain, you could use that instead of our domain. You got all your pixel and tracking codes. So Google, Facebook, preferences for your tags. All right. And then under marketing tools, so Facebook and Instagram ad. So you got the option of lead ad, traffic, or video views. No, I mean, video views would be great. All right. You could do a video view ad, and you could put a video where Deb, you're amazing with video. So you could, record a video about your cash offer program and use that video. And then and then retarget. You could even do a custom audience if you wanted to. All right. That's, I mean, there's so many great ways of using this tool. So what I'm going to show you though is a lead ad. So Facebook lead ad, because that's what that other agent was doing. Again, if I bring this up right here, and again, I think Brent, you may have missed the beginning of this call. I was absolutely random. So what it was is somebody in a Facebook group said, what is your number one way of getting listings? And this agent or this person, I think she might be an assistant. She came in there, she took a screenshot of a cost per lead and everything. And I just recognized it as being from listings to leads. And she didn't even say listings to leads, but I recognized the screenshot as being from our program. So I looked her up, and her being an assistant, I was having a hard time finding the account. I eventually found it and was able to track down the actual ad that they're running. And this was the ad that they're running. And they're at about $10 a lead, which is, I think, really good. All right. For a straight seller lead, $10 a Facebook lead is pretty good. So I'm not going to enter this text into the ad, but of course you can totally do that. And if you're super lazy, you could go like copy. In fact, I'll be super lazy and I'll just say plain text, please. Let's just be lazy. We'll just do it. There we go. Boom. Back in listings to leads. I can just change this text to that. Sweet. If I pay more, dude, for a seller, I mean, for a buyer, yeah, for sure. For a buyer lead over $4, you're totally agree. But no, for a seller lead, if I'm at $10 for a seller lead, that's great. That's good. That's really good. Under 15 is good, right? 20 is average for a seller lead. And that's why I love the pending and the just sold so much, because those are way lower. And with the ability to add those custom questions like I was showing you, I can take what is normally a pending and sold that is going to attract seller leads anyways. It's going to attract homeowners. And then I can put that cash offer in front of them, right, in a way that's going to really reduce my cost per lead, right? And hopefully that makes sense. But regardless, so then change image and video. Oh, Brent, I'm not going to, maybe. So I can upload the custom image. We can tell, of course, that image was from Gemini or ChatGPT that our client was using. So I can upload whatever image in video. So if I do a video view, I could upload that. I'll just select this one for now, and that will change there. And then I could do custom audience. But again, I'm going to do advanced options because I want to look at those questions when people click my ad, create new. So again, just like anywhere in the system, open up advanced options, create new form, and then form questions. And what is your time frame to sell is by default, right? Of course, name, email, and phone number, but what is your time frame to sell? And would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? And even though it seems obvious, I'm still gonna turn on get your home value and cash offer. And the reason I do that is because I want them to take action in the request specific to this. So I know the ad is for a cash offer, and this is more of a vibe than it is science. Do I need to like double opt in on that you want a cash offer? Maybe not, but maybe. But what I think is if they were to click the ad for cash offer and say yes to the cash offer here, now they've seen and taken action twice. So then in my follow-up will be a lot stronger, right? More higher percentage of engagement. What is the optimal amount of questions for leads? Three. Landing page, they walk the leads through a ton of questions until they found that works. For a Facebook lead ad though, so if somebody goes to Rocket Mortgage, that's different, right? Because they went to Rocket Mortgage and now they're doing their thing. For a Facebook lead ad, try more. You could try more, but just pay attention maybe to your cost per lead. And if you feel like, for example, let's do this. Let's do that one. And I'm just picking them so I can have a lot. Let's see what happens. They'll show, but I think what's going to happen is I'm going to get people going like, when does this ever end? they're not going to be thrilled to have to jump through all of these hoops. All right. I have found, to be honest, I've never tried 4. If you want to try 4 questions, and if any of you have a question you want us to add to this list, send them to me. All right. Scott at listings2leads.com. No, if they bail, you won't get the lead, but you'll be charged. I think I'm pretty sure you're going to be charged if they bail. Yeah. And then again, get the 3 you want. You can reorder them and then create form, close advanced options. So you're not looking at it. And of course, I'm going to up my budget. 50 is for buyer leads. You want $10 a day. For seller leads, I would be looking at $20 a day. And then boom, bada bing, create ad. You're good to go. All right. That's Facebook and Instagram ad. Google ads. So I'll tell you, I'm like literally one of the top agents in the country was killing it with this. So Google ads, sell your home fast for cash. He didn't change anything. He runs them at $15 a day. He does it by county. Let me see, Placer. Yeah, Placer. So he was running them by county, and he actually would add a couple of counties. Dorado. He didn't change any of the settings. He left them all as is. He did. Okay, so check this out. You see where it says links, landing page URL? He did do custom link to, I don't know, I think it was like a custom, I'm not sure. It was just, he had an iBuyer landing page from somewhere else, right? That he's been using for a while, and he just wanted to use that one. So instead of using our landing page, instead of using this one, he custom link, because he just likes how our Google ads is just so easy, right? We make Google ads almost easier than Facebook because there's no image, right? There's no video. The targeting is less. So with Facebook, you got to have good images. And so that can be sometimes a little bit time consuming depending on what you're doing. So yeah, he loves our Google ads, right? Just so easy. Daily budget, he did 15, which I thought was really low. I was really surprised that he's doing it for so low. Start and end, we default to a month. And then if you want to get into the advanced options, you can. You don't need to. He didn't, or he doesn't, I should say, but you can, right? There's a lot of different opportunities for getting in here and messing it up. I'm just kidding. So you see I'm the right bidding strategy, maximum. I got all of my site links. I got the ad extensions, descriptions, headlines, all of that. But again, he didn't do anything and does really well. $15 a day. Again, he is now the landing page. I don't know that it makes a difference between what he was using and ours. I think both would work fine. But again, he just had that landing page for a long time and he's got the whole back end set up the way he wanted it. So there was no even reason to try to use ours because then he'd have to redo a lot of the stuff to make it work. How to cost per lead determined? It's in Google, it's a bidding thing. It's similar to Facebook, but different. So yeah, social media post. This is something I would post this every month or so, maximum, or no more than, or no less than, whatever. Like every month. How's that? Every month I would post this. Why? Because I just want to make sure people don't forget about the fact that I can give them a cash offer option. And 90% or more are not going to take it. It's very similar to the idea of FSBOs, right? When we go after FSBO, we offer them a free set of marketing tools because we know they're not going to sell their home. But what do we want to do? We want to provide value. Same thing right here. All right. We want to provide value to people, even though we know they're probably not going to take it. I would rather them, and I'd actually feel good, right? If they go right to open door, what's going to happen? All right. They're going to get talked into it. They're going to have all of these garbage fees. They're going to be pressured. All right. But if they go through me, I can still walk them through the cash offer, but I can also walk them through why it might make a lot more sense to list their home for sale because they will get a lot more money. Typically, I can help make the process as pain-free as possible, right? There's different things I can do as an agent, which I think that's where the other ad, without having to make all of these promises of close in 21 and 30 days, the value of a real estate agent making this offer is very powerful. All right. There's a lot of benefit to the consumer to go through you versus directly to a wholesaler. 'Cause, man, I had a client. In fact, I'll show you another landing page we got that's pretty interesting for cash offer. All right. Anyway, short form video script. I would record a video every couple of weeks. All right. Every couple of weeks, because again, short form video is also short attention span. No one's going to remember what you did a couple of weeks ago. Every video you do is going to be different. I would do different location, right? Change up the script a little bit, but I would try to make sure I do a short form video every few weeks talking about the fact that you do cash offers. We got the e-flyer for your database. So whether you send the e-flyer, now I can send it to my seller leads and listings to leads. I'll click send. And that's going to really just take me to the editor first where I can edit this. I can copy it, put it into Bold Trail, put it into Follow Up Boss. We got different versions, as you saw. This is the one that with no image. It's just very minimal. If I click on preview, I can see what it looks like here. And we've got one with the image, different images, right? All sorts of different, not all sorts, but different layouts. You could also take the image or the link and drop it into your standard newsletter, right? So if you got a newsletter that goes out every week to your database, I would actually put something in there. Maybe you grab the image. So you come over here and I'll click on edit and you can just download this image, right? I'll just save image as, save it to my computer and then upload it to my email newsletter. So maybe let's just say Constant Contact or whatever it is, and view. So I would link that image or the text, whatever it is I want, to this landing page. All right. So that way, my email newsletter has a persistent offer for a cash offer, which I think would be phenomenal. That's the kind of thing that someone's going to see it. They're going to see it again. They're going to see it again. They're going to see it again. Then at some point, they may just go, you know what? We're getting tired of the home. We're starting to think about selling it. Let's just see what Josh would give me for a cash offer. No obligation, no commitment. How hard can this be? And now Josh is going to get me in cycle because he just kept that persistent offer in his newsletter in front of me. Right now again, if I want to send this through my own CRM, just like as is, you can either click copy code, copy with signature, copy for Follow Up Boss, but Follow Up Boss is a little bit different. Alternatively, you can literally just select all and copy the email and then go to your CRM and I'll just pretend I'm in Follow Up Boss, or this could be Bold Trail, this could be Lofty. Subject line, get a cash offer on your home, no commitment or obligation. So the subject line like that. And in the editor, so again, this could be Follow Up Boss, this could be Bold Trail. Check that out. The link will work automatically, right? That it's hyperlinked. I got my listings to lead signature down here. Perfect. So again, if you do a newsletter, I would add a banner image, right? Get free cash offer. And then maybe under the image, I would put no commitment or obligation, right? Something like that. Maybe every month or so, I have a little blurb about the cash offer. And then all the other times, it's just a persistent thing that's just there that I'm not really calling attention to, other than they'll see it. For example, sometimes they have a newsletter, local things to do, new listings, what's going on, right? So they got different categories in their email newsletter. And so using a banner button as almost like a divider between sections, with one could be get a cash offer, right? Another one could be get a list of price reduced homes for sale, right? Different offers that almost act as like a newsletter section separator. Make sense? If you do send the email out and when you see people clicking the link and maybe they don't fill out the landing page, or you have it in your newsletter and people clicking it without filling it out, right? And also just calling through your database, all right? Calling through your database never hurts, all right? So if we send out the email or we send out our email newsletter, it's got the cash offer in there. I would call through some of the people on my database and just say, hey, you know what? I want to make sure that you know that we have a cash offer option for homeowners in the Folsom area. And I know you're not thinking about selling right now, but I just want to make sure that you're aware of this option so that if and when it might ever be appropriate, that you know that you've got me as a resource. There's never any commitment or obligation. But again, I just wanted to check in with you and let you know. Super quick, easy, right? And I always like the idea of doing that. I know you're not thinking about selling right now, and that way it takes off a lot of the pressure because now they go, great, he's not trying to talk me into selling. Elizabeth, could you please show us again the link that we need to attach to the landing page? Yeah, it's going to be right here where it says view next to iBuyer. Elizabeth, does that answer the question? All right. Print flyers. This could be great at an open house. All right. So when you do an open house, if you've ever been to any of our webinars for open house, right, we have all the different PDF guides, some of the landing pages also. I always recommend print 2 or 3 for the buyers, 2 or 3 for the sellers, and just place them around the house. Maybe I got one of these in the kitchen. I got one in the bedroom. I got one in the backyard. I got one near the open house sign-in sheet, right? I got one in the living room, one in the dining room. And so as people are walking around, they're looking and they're like, man, this agent has a lot of different value offers, right? It could be the ultimate guide to selling a home, 5 dangers of overpricing your home, get a cash offer. And then you got a couple of the guides for the buyers. So when you're at an open house, that you're also being able to make a cash offer, right? I think that's absolutely phenomenal. We've got postcards and door hangers. So for example, one of the things I might do is let me download. We got EDDM. We got all sorts of templates, right? A lot of them. And if you're using like Thanks.io or Mailbox Power, I love the idea of taking these and using dynamic QR codes and dynamic home photo. So if you, and I'm pretty sure Thanks.io has this, and there might be a few others as well, but take this and when you're creating the postcard, this section right here can be a dynamic image of the recipient's home, and the QR code can be dynamic as well. So that when I get the postcard, I'm going to see my home is on the postcard, which is really cool. And then if I scan the QR code, you're going to be notified immediately. All right. You could use Postcard Mania, you could use Vistaprint, you could use Express Docs with us. This could be a one-off, this could be part of a campaign, but this is another great option. Is there a link where I get a replay of this? Yeah, 100%. I'll show you where that is a little bit later. Just remind me before we hang up. All right. And you can even take this and embed it at your website. I think that would be absolutely awesome. John Blaze, one of our clients, he actually did that. And let me show you. Let me go to the mastermind group. I'm on my other monitor. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to search 100 your website. Let me see if I can find this post because it was really cool. And I know I've got it somewhere, but I just didn't think to have it available for this call. But let me see. I'm doing way too many stuff in the mastermind group. I did a search, so hopefully it'll come up. Just give me a couple seconds. So let me see if I can find it. Ah, here we go. Got it. All right. Let me open up the comments. In fact, I'll just bring it over. And so this guy right here, John Blaze. And so if I just go to his homepage and I go to sellers, 100-point home marketing plan right here on his website, he could also do cash offer, right? And so when you click here, he's got the video from listings to leads. So that's the video in your media library from listings to leads. And he's got some text, want to sell your home fast for top dollar in Southwest Florida, my 100-point home marketing plan, right? Isn't that cool? Click below to request your personalized plan. So click there. That goes to the landing page from listings to leads. And so what I'm getting at with the embed code is you could do something completely similar. On your website, you create a custom page. I would absolutely make sure I've got top level navigation, right? That has a cash offer option, and you could embed that at your website. All right. Make sense? That would be phenomenal. Oh, wow. It's already 11:47. Goodness. Let's go to the PDF guide because we got a PDF guide also. And the PDF guide is phenomenal. Again, sending this out to your database once in a while would be phenomenal. Somebody on the call yesterday was sharing with us that he loves sending out the guides to his database. Just it works really well because people click the links, they download the guides, you get notified when people download the guides. So if I I went to PDF guides, I just typed in cash and searched, should you sell your home fast for cash? Everything I can do for the landing page, I can do for this. I can do a Facebook ad, right? Offering a guide. So this is now not the landing page. This is a PDF guide, and you can download the guide where it's right here. Should you sell? Download guide, English or Spanish. and then it's like a 7, 8, 9 page PDF guide on the pros and cons of a cash offer, which I think is phenomenal. All right. What does it mean? 7 ways, right? 7 steps, advantages, disadvantages, right? The ending. All of it's branded to you. It'll have your picture, your logo on every page. So great little guide. And I can run a Facebook lead ad to that, just like what we did before, right? Facebook lead ad, location. I'll say Folsom, California. I'm going to up my budget to $100. It'll start and end for 1 week. I can change the image, use a video, retarget, custom audience. Again, I'm going to go advanced options, create new form. Because again, I want to make sure I got the questions. Anytime you're running an ad with listings to leads, I want you to be thinking about these custom questions, because no matter what the ad is, you've got a lead, all right? You got somebody out here and you got yourself. You're trying to figure out what is the quickest bridge to be able to connect with this person. And it comes from the ad and the questions that you're asking. And so these questions are so important to increase lead engagement. All right, because if they answer, what is your time frame to sell? That's good for you to know, but does it really help me connect with you faster? Right. If they say 1 to 3 months, maybe, but even then, maybe not. So I know you want to sell in 1 to 3 months. How does that help me connect with you? What helps me connect with you, right, is when I can offer value. So the value, this is a great question, because if they say yes to that, but that's like a 10%, right? Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months? Not a lot of people are going to say yes to that one. But the cash offer, right? Especially if they click the PDF guide, they might be more open to getting a cash offer. And because what am I trying to do? I'm trying to get a conversation going. Until I get a conversation going, I got nothing. See how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home. It'd be a great one. And it is a good one. That's at about 20%, right? That's on the higher end. So for every 10 people, 2 are going to say yes to that or more. I've seen some ads where almost 50% of the people say yes. And you can try different questions, see what works for your area. And again, I can drag that question to the top. And then I can also put the cash offer. I can drag that above time frame to sell. Oh, I don't want that above phone. There we go. And now we've got get your 100 point home marketing plan. What's your time frame to sell? And would you like a cash offer? I want it like that. There we go. And to me, there is a bit of a science to the order of your questions, right? So when you've got 3 questions, you want the very first question to be the most value oriented question possible. I want the question that they are more likely to say yes to in the very top. Why? It's pretty obvious, because as soon as they say yes to one, they are more open to finishing the rest of the questions and then saying yes to the other questions. So if I start off with a question like, are you pre-approved for a buyer? A lot of them are going to say no. And then they're no, or they're just going to, maybe I'm not, this isn't right for me. I'm not pre-approved. But if I start with, see how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home, a lot of people are going to say yes to that. Not everybody. And then I got get your home's value or instant cash offer. Well, I said yes to that one. Yeah, why not? Let's say yes to that one. And then I've got the one that I'm interested in also, which is what's your time frame to sell? I don't start off with what is your time frame to sell? Brent, that is such a loaded question, because it's the list, right? How did you get the list? Consistency. So yeah, that I'll get into the mastermind group. Yeah, I would just get into the mastermind group and ask that. Joycelyn, oh, good to see you. Where is the part where I can create a video along? It was shown to me. Yeah, all right, hold on a second. Let me Again, create new form, close. Oh, sorry. I'm going to leave that on. It's all set up. I don't need to mess with the autoresponder. Create ad. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these because it'll take us another 45 minutes, but similar to just like what we did before, we got Google ads. We've got, and again, the Google ad is now promoting the PDF, the social media post, just like before. All right. It looks like I changed my image. The image on yours will just be the normal one. We got a short form video script, all right, promoting the PDF guide. We have an e-flyer to send to our database. We've got a database call script. We got print flyers, very similar to what we were looking at before, postcards and door hangers, and then a circle prospecting script. All right. So the way you use these are just the same way that you use them for the landing page. Oh, Joycelyn, I'm sorry. That's the one. Excuse me, I apologize. Which is the one? I'm sorry. This one, short form video script. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I tell you, I let me show you something. I did this for the first time ever the other day. Let me show you in Canva. And of course, my son went and did it way better, but I thought I did a pretty good job. Let me show you this. I did a video in Canva. Yeah, I'm going to bring it over here. All right. So this is going to be like a bumper. In fact, this is going to be for her YouTube videos. Right. So it's like she does like the little intro on her YouTube video, and then this video is going to play, and there's no talking of her, and it's got music. So I gave this to my son, 17 years old. Right. He's better at this kind of video editing stuff than I am. And so he took this and did a lot better with it. But I did this in Canva. And so you could do something like this with any kind of video. So check this out. So again, there's no audio as far as the final product. So it's her logo, and then former CPA, finance director, top mortgage lender, your ultimate guide to homeownership and fiscal responsibility. And so it's like a bumper video. It's got the music and it looks a little sharper, looks a little cleaner, and that text was cleaned up. But yeah, that was super easy. And it doesn't even have to be a video. It could just be like you could grab, so for example, check this out. You could go to the media library, and it literally took me 5 minutes to figure out how to do it. And I'm pretty sure I had Gemini walk me through the steps of how to get started because it's just uploading the video and adding some text. So if you go to stock video, you can just search for different types of videos. This one right here is an easy catch-all. This works for almost everything. I can download the video right from listings to leads. While we're here, let me point out the media from L to L. This is the 100-point home marketing plan video that we saw on Jonathan Blaze's website. Remember, I showed you that video on John's website where it said 100-point home marketing plan. And I was mentioning that you could take the embed code from the landing page and actually embed it at your website, which would be phenomenal. We've also got we have a lot of these kind of videos in here, and we add every week or two. This is from a couple of weeks ago. Existing home sales in December were up 5.1%. We've got the update from Davos from last week for buyers and for sellers. We got updates for both. When you upload this to TikTok or Instagram, you can turn off our music and use trending or whatever you want on the platform. We just throw some music in there in case you don't have any. But so for Joycelyn, so that for that video, right? If you go to Canva and do, no, I shouldn't even go down this route because I am not a Canva expert by no means. But it was fun to create that video, and like I said, I threw it to my son to make it a little bit better. But if I go text, element, brand, uploads, so I go upload here, upload files, and then there's that video that we just downloaded from Listings to Leads. And I can make a cute little video that I could then use on Facebook, and I could do a vertical version of it. And because once you get the video done, there's a way in Canva to really easily just reformat that video for vertical, right? To then use. All right. Anyway, I'm getting a little bit far afield. I don't want to go down this path too far because I'm starting to get a little bit outside of my area of expertise. All right. Cool. All right. Perfect, Joyce. Yeah. You get the idea. Right. Then you got elements. Yeah. And you got your text. Then you can, right, you got your text right here, and I can extend how long the text is going to show or not. And then boom, that's essentially what I did for that video right here. Just a reminder to share where you get, oh yes, thank you, Christy. I appreciate that. Give me a second here. So in Listings to Leads, marketing calendar, and resources, YouTube. So just go to our YouTube, and they will, if you go to live or playlist, they'll be under live. It's under live right now. But literally right now, and as soon as we get done, it'll be under live, right? Because it'll be there. But then we add them to the playlist as well. It usually takes about a day to make it to the playlist folder. And I'm looking for webinars. It's so weird. You think there's a way, current webinars. So for example, this is the one from yesterday, new construct. Man, I'm telling you, if you do new construction, this is so good. Oh my God. The new construction is so good. All right. But so is cash offer. It's all good. Just depends on what you want to do. We did the expired, it was phenomenal. All right. Open houses, phenomenal. Here, I'll tell you what, I'll give you the URL. Hold on a second here. Playlist. Oop, hold on a second. Let me go back, and I'll drop this link into the chat. Okie doke. All right. Anything else before we all go off and have a great Friday afternoon and weekend? Again, if you got an open house, I'd make sure to watch the open house video. I tell you, if you use us for expireds and open houses, your business is going to be phenomenal. All right. And you actually do it. You can't just watch a video. You got to take action. But yeah, it's phenomenal. Our open house stuff is tremendous. All right. Any other questions before we all get out of here? All right. Joycelyn, thank you for joining us, and Christy and Josh and Brent, thank you. Anything else real quickly? 1, 2, 3, we're out of here. Josh, thank you, my man. I appreciate that. Lots of great ideas. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. There's free ways, there's paid ways. So I always like to go after the free ways first and then layer on the paid ways. But yeah, so definitely take some of these ideas, get into the mastermind group, share what you want to talk about or share what you learned, maybe ask me questions. I love interacting with you all in the mastermind group. And with that, again, thank you so much. Ari, thank you as well, my man. I appreciate that. Lisa, you are the best. I'm not the best. You are the best. All right. Get out of here, everybody. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.